came searching for something he couldn't name. Peace, perhaps, or forgiveness, maybe both. His name was Rion, 22 years old, tired eyes, and a heart heavier than his steps. He carried not luggage, but memories. When he reached the ancient temple, the old monk was sweeping fallen leaves. The sun painted his silver beard in gold. "Master, I heard you can stop time." The monk chuckled softly, leaning on his broom. "Time? I cannot stop it, my boy, but I can stop you from being trapped in it." Rion lowered his gaze. "I've made mistakes, said things I shouldn't have, lost people I'll never see again. Every night I replay those moments, again and again. I wish I could go back." The monk set the broom aside and gestured for Rion to follow. They walked to a small garden where an ancient sundial stood, cracked by years, yet still marking the hours faithfully. "Tell me, Rion, what happens when you stare too long at this sundial?" Rion said, "You forget to notice the sun moving?" "Exactly. Regret is like that. You watch one shadow while the whole world keeps changing its light." Rion sat silently, his fists clenched in quiet pain. "But how do I stop remembering, Master? The guilt doesn't listen." The monk smiled and picked up a small stone from the ground. "This stone has been lying here for decades. It has felt the rain, the storms, the sun, yet it doesn't complain. Why?" Rion shrugged. "Because it can't. Because it accepts. Acceptance is not weakness, Rion. It is strength, the kind that grows when fighting no longer helps." He placed the stone on the sundial. "Now watch carefully." The shadow shifted slowly, marking the next moment. "You see, even while we talk, time keeps moving. You cannot stop it, but you can choose not to stand still with it." That night, the monk invited Rion to sit by the temple fire. Flames danced gently, illuminating faces that carried different centuries of wisdom. "Master, if you could stop time, when would you?" The monk looked into the fire. "When my mother smiled at me for the last time." Rion was surprised. "You too have regrets?" The monk nodded. "Regret visits everyone, but I learned something. If you stare at it too long, it steals today." He lifted a small hourglass, its sand flowing softly. "When I was your age, I flipped this hourglass hundreds of times, trying to fix moments that had already passed. Then, one day, I realized I was losing new moments while mourning the old ones." The monk turned the hourglass upside down. The sand froze mid-air. Rion gasped. How did you do that?" The monk smiled. "I didn't. You did." Rion blinked and realized he had simply stopped noticing the sand falling, lost in awe. When you are fully present, time stops on its own, not outside you, but within you. Rion felt his heartbeat slow, his breath steady, his mind quiet. For the first time in years, silence felt gentle. At dawn, they walked again to the sundial. Mist curled between stones like soft memories refusing to leave. "Tell me, Rion, what did you learn last night?" Rion said, "That time never really stops, but our suffering does when we stop fighting it." The monk smiled. "Good. Now take this." He handed Rion a small wooden box. Inside was a broken watch, its hands forever pointing to one moment. This watch stopped the day I lost someone I loved. For years, I kept it as a wound. Then I understood. It wasn't broken. It was teaching me that love doesn't need hours to exist. Rion looked at the watch, tears welling up. "Master, I think I finally understand. I've been trying to fix what's not meant to move." Exactly. The secret isn't to stop time, but to stop clinging to it. The sun rose, pouring light over the valley. Rion stood quietly, feeling something lift from his chest, the weight of yesterday. In that moment, he realized regret had been a teacher disguised as pain. He bowed deeply to the monk. "Thank you for stopping time, Master." The monk smiled, Yo's gentle like dawn. "I didn't stop it, Rion. You finally started living inside it." We cannot return to yesterday, no matter how much our hearts beg for one more chance. But if we learn from it, we honor it. If we forgive ourselves, we free ourselves. Because the past doesn't need fixing. It only needs understanding. And when you understand, time, at last, stops chasing you. You cannot stop time, but you can stop letting it control you. Forgive the past. Live the present.